Now, these days, a brand that finds instant audience traction is going to succeed. So here's a little brand nugget for you. The mining giant AngloGold Ashanti has been encouraging excellence in gold jewellery design since 1999 through a program called Auditions Design.
We want to own the gold space. It is important because if we as a mining company don't care for our product, who do we think will? And besides, gold has so many different uses, but I think the most glamorous, the most recognizable is actually in gold jewelry. And being in South Africa, what we want to do is to show that not just the developmental aspects, but also that people start caring for our heritage, which is gold. When people think of South Africa, they think of gold. So as a mining company, I think we take care of the education aspect, the design aspect, and make gold and put it in a space which actually makes sense.
Well, as you've just seen, some host competitions, others are continuously chasing bigger and better ways of maximising their brand exposure. Entrepreneur Garth Maluleke may have just found the latest, greatest way to make that happen. First of all, you're a young media entrepreneur. The company is called Cred Media. Very broadly, tell us what it is that you do.
We are advertising on trucks. We go for logistics companies. Then we have contracts with them to advertise on their trucks. So what we do, we go to advertising agencies and pitch that as mobile billboards.
How did you convince people that this kind of mobile media option is a viable solution for a brand?
Look, for bigger brands like Coca-Colas and stuff like that, or people who know the value of the brand on the roads, they were already doing it. You look at Woolies, you look at Pick n Pay, they run their campaigns on their own fleets. And you look at Albany, they've got a fleet of 700 strong trucks, which go out there and actually educate people on the messagings on just their trucks.
And a lot of those messages are becoming cleverer and a lot more creative, aren't they?
Exactly, because now with a truck, it's unlike a billboard and stuff like that. It's moving, and whenever it catches people, you must leave that message. It must leave that impression to say, you know what, and this is the message that I've seen.
So as a result of that, it's become an easier sell, has it, to brands?
It hasn't necessarily, because there are still people who are still skeptical, and there are those who are bold enough to say, okay, fine, because I mean, that's power branding on its own. You're supersizing your brand. And there are those that see the value in it.
One of the big things that you are pushing now is the introduction of 3D design on trucks.
Yes.
What exactly are you doing?
What we're trying to do is trying to bring brands to life. There's not a lot of what you call exciting messages when it comes to static billboards and or print media. Oh, you've seen quite a few that they are trying to come and make it exciting, where you have a billboard which has smoke coming out of it.
Yeah.
That's just about it. Other than that, it's mainly cut and paste. And we're trying to get people to engage with brands and make these brands exciting.
We wish you all the very best. The future of this business is in small to medium enterprises, as we know, and we love entrepreneurs on this program. Garth Maluleke, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Well, this is a program this week, it seems, with a major focus on beer, and nothing wrong with that. So imagine being able to pour beer with your mind. The Lite brand has made it possible by introducing the world's first extra cold mind reader. It was conceived and developed by the digital agency Hello Computer, and this machine is designed to reward you for focusing on extra cold. As you'll see, the machine utilizes an EEG headset which is calibrated to record the brainwaves. My colleague Yashni Padiachi volunteered for this tough assignment.
It's every man's dream. Pouring a beer by just thinking about it. Lite made that dream a reality. The Lite Extra Cold Mind Reader is the first of its kind in the world. But how exactly does it work?
From a technical standpoint, we have a mind-reading headset. Okay, The headset records brain activity, and these signals get transferred into our software, and the software reads it, and based on certain events that are happening, we record the data, and we then take action with it and send out relevant data to the rest of the hardware, the Arduino kit. The concept was to try and get people to concentrate on cold for 30 seconds as much as they could. And over that period, we introduced a lot of distractions to try and get them to sway. And we record their interaction through the 30 seconds, and based on how they've scored, we then reward them with an equal pour in the beer. If guys have scored a little bit low, they'd only get, say, half a beer. If guys have really done well and scored a higher score, we'd reward them with the full beer.
It took just 3 weeks to put together. Long hours for the team, with plenty of beer being tested and tasted. The Castle Lite Extra Cold Mind Reader has only been around since June, but is attracting global attention.
It's been very well received. It's been praised all over the world. We've seen popular mechanics picking it up. We've seen people tweeting about it all over, from Belgium to Japan to South Africa. Consumers actually not believing that this thing is real, but is actually something unique and a first in the world.
The Extra Cold Mind Reader is designed to test a man's quest for extra cold refreshment in the heat of adversity. Let's see if it works on a woman. A pretty cool, a pretty fresh innovation, and either way, everyone's rewarded. Yashni Fadiachi for Mags on Media.
It's a nice idea, isn't it? Coming up, we'll report on one of the biggest ads from the Cannes Lions Ad Festival, and also how crowd-sourced images show the effects of global warming.